It has now been 3 weeks since Topeka Police Corporal Jason Harwood was shot and killed in the line of duty. Tonight, for the first time, his twin brother and fellow law enforcement officer Jeremy speaks publicly about who his brother was, the outpouring of support for their family, and putting on the uniform without his other half. Jeremy and Jason Harwood were two of a kind, yet completely different.
And the whole world could fall apart around him, and he would act like nothing was going on.
They were mirror images, right down to Jason's left-handedness and Jeremy's right. For them, it worked.
He could finish my sentences and I could finish his. He was just the perfect fit for me, as a person, as a good friend, best friend, brother. I could just count on him for anything.
Games of cops and robbers as kids grew into careers in law enforcement.
We are always worried about everybody else, not just ourselves. And that kind of just stuck with us growing through life, is that we wanted to help people.
Jeremy became a trooper with the Kansas Highway Patrol. Jason went to work for the Topeka Police Department. Both married and had children, but it was their twin to whom they'd reach out to talk about the unique stresses of their jobs.
It's different when you get into a situation that it was dangerous. I didn't want to necessarily tell the wife what I had just done, but I could tell my brother and he would understand because he dealt with it all the time too.
And they shared that special, almost telepathic connection only twins can understand.
There's times when I get a pain in my left knee or something, and I'd find out that about the same time he had twisted his knee or something.
But the night of September 7th, Jeremy says he felt nothing. As his brother walked up to a vehicle and the driver pulled a gun and fired several shots, Jeremy had no sense something had gone horribly wrong until he got that call.
It breaks your heart. It's like a sucker punch in the gut. It's rough, still rough.
Jeremy says they knew the risks. He especially thought it through 2 years earlier when TPD officers David Gogian and Jeff Atherley died in the line of duty. But he says there are things for which you can't prepare.
I'll never hear his voice, I'll never get a hug. Yeah, it's pretty rough.
But helping to smooth the road is the outpouring of support from the community, like the flags that lined the streets as Jason's body was moved from the funeral services at the Expo Center to his final resting place at Penwell Gable Cemetery.
It's unreal how many people are showing respect.
The gentlemen, the Harwood family, are here to help us celebrate the game.
That includes Jason's beloved Kansas State Wildcats. Saturday, Jeremy joined Jason's wife and 2 sons on the field to be honored before the game. They'd previously received more than 150 letters from players, coaches, and staff. Even head coach Bill Snyder sought them out.
He was all about the Wildcats, and now he gets, a tribute to him. He's looking up smiling, I tell you that.
In a few weeks, Jeremy will be back on the roads, fulfilling their brotherly mission to help others, the same way he always has, but yet completely different.
That first traffic stop, that's going to be the first thing on my mind. Part of me's died. I'll never be the same again.
But yet, you will still put on the uniform?
You betcha.
Any reservations at all?
Nope.
Why not?
Because that's what he would want me to do. That's what he would want me to do. He stood for something, and I'd want everybody to understand what he stood for. And it was helping people.
Jeremy also says he hopes Jason's death continues to remind people of the positive work officers do for their communities.